Everyone wants the victory, the recognition, the applause. The moment the world finally says, "You made it." But what they don't see are the quiet days that built it, the mornings that started in darkness, the nights spent alone with nothing but doubt in your head and fire in your chest. They don't see the 1,000 tiny steps you took when no one was watching, the ones that felt invisible, the ones that felt meaningless, the ones that, day by day, were transforming you completely. Because this is the truth. Small steps in silence build big victories. Most people don't believe that. They want results now. They want progress they can post about. They want success they can show off before they've earned it. So they chase speed, not consistency. They chase attention, not growth. They chase the spotlight before they've done the work in the shadows. And that's why they never make it. Because they don't understand the power of small steps. They don't understand the power of silence. But you will. Because you've seen how it works. The person who takes one quiet step every day beats the person who sprints once and disappears. The person who works when no one is watching becomes the person everyone watches. Progress doesn't explode into your life. It creeps in silently, unnoticed, until suddenly, you are standing in the place you once only dreamed of. And when people see you there, they'll think it happened fast. They'll think it was luck. They'll think you were born for it. They will never know the truth, that you built it one silent step at a time. The world glorifies the finish line, but forgets the lonely miles it takes to get there. Those miles don't get applause. They don't get likes. They don't get attention. But they matter more than anything. Because those small, silent steps are where the real transformation happens. They are where you become disciplined. They are where you become consistent. They are where you become unshakable. And that's what no one tells you. Success is not built in big leaps. It's built in quiet steps repeated relentlessly. So don't worry if no one sees your effort right now. Don't worry if it feels small. Don't worry if it feels slow. Because what feels small today is silently becoming something massive. Every quiet step you take is pushing you closer to the life you've imagined. And one day, you'll look back and realize the steps that felt invisible were the steps that changed everything. Big victories are born from boring days. From the kind of days no one celebrates. The quiet, uneventful, repetitive days where nothing seems to be changing, but everything actually is. That's the paradox of growth. It doesn't feel like growth when you're in it. It feels like showing up. It feels like routine. It feels small. But those small actions, those invisible steps, are stacking silently. They're compounding behind the scenes. And if you stay consistent, they'll carry you further than talent ever could. This is what most people miss. They think success is explosive. They think it's sudden. They think it's built in moments of brilliance. But brilliance is nothing without repetition. One great day doesn't change your life. 1,000 ordinary days do. Every quiet step you take strengthens something inside you. It strengthens your discipline. It strengthens your identity. It proves to your mind that you can rely on yourself. And that's where real power comes from, self-trust. Because once you trust yourself to show up, you no longer depend on motivation. You no longer wait to feel ready. You no longer wonder if you can. You know you can because you've been doing it quietly every single day. That's what small steps give you, proof. They build an unshakable foundation of proof that no fear, no doubt, no failure can destroy. Even when no one notices. Even when no one believes. Even when it feels like nothing's working. Because something is working. You're working. You're becoming. And it's not just what you're building. It's who you're becoming as you build. Every small silent step you take is sculpting a new version of you. One with stronger habits, a sharper focus, and a mind that refuses to break. And this is why small steps are more powerful than big leaps. Because big leaps depend on emotion. They need hype. They need momentum. They burn out fast. But small steps? They don't rely on emotion. They rely on decision. They build something permanent. They build identity. That's why the people who win aren't the ones who explode out of the gate. They're the ones who just keep going quietly long after the rest stop. It doesn't matter if today's step is small. It matters that you took it. Because every step, no matter how small, is a vote for the person you want to become. And every vote counts. Every quiet day counts. Every invisible effort counts. The world won't see it yet. They'll think nothing is happening, but deep down, you'll know something is. Because you can feel it, your discipline growing, your self-belief strengthening, your momentum quietly building like a wave. And when that wave finally breaks, it will look massive. It will look sudden. It will look like you came from nowhere. But you'll know, you came from here. From these small, silent steps no one else was willing to take. Momentum doesn't appear all at once. It sneaks in slowly, built by the steps that seem too small to matter. One more rep, one more page, one more early morning, one more choice to keep going when it would be easier to stop. And then one day, you realize something powerful. You're not forcing yourself anymore. You're flowing. That's what momentum is. The reward for staying consistent when it felt pointless. It's the invisible force that begins to carry you after weeks of pushing yourself through silence. Most people never reach this point. They want progress to shout. They want quick wins and loud results. And when they don't get them, they quit. They never give their small steps enough time to build into something massive. But winners, they understand the patience game. They know every tiny step is like a single drop of water carving stone. At first it looks like nothing is changing, but over time it shapes everything. That's the power of quiet momentum. It transforms effort into identity. At first, you're trying to be disciplined. Then one day you are. At first, you're forcing yourself to focus. Then one day, it's natural. At first, you're dragging yourself forward. Then one day, you can't imagine stopping. Because the person you were has been replaced by the person you've been becoming in all those unseen hours. This is where resilience is born. When you've shown up through boredom, through doubt, through silence, you stop being controlled by your emotions. You don't need motivation anymore. You don't need applause anymore. You don't even need progress to be visible anymore. Because you trust the process now. You've seen what small steps can do when you stack enough of them. And that trust is priceless. Because once you trust your own consistency, you become unstoppable. Pain won't stop you. Fear won't stop you. Failure won't stop you. Because you know how to keep going when everything around you is silent. You've done it before. You've been forged in it. And now the silence doesn't break you, it fuels you. While the world gets louder, you get sharper. While they chase quick wins, you're quietly building something permanent. And one day, when your results finally explode into view, it will look like you appeared from nowhere. But you'll know the truth. You came from the quiet, from the daily invisible steps that built unstoppable momentum while the world wasn't looking. At first, the steps felt pointless. You questioned if they mattered. You wondered if anything was changing. Day after day, you walked in silence, and nothing seemed different. But change works in secret. Transformation hides while it's happening. And then, one day, you look up and realize something powerful. You're not who you used to be. You speak differently. You carry yourself differently. Your habits are stronger. Your focus is sharper. Your mind feels unbreakable. This is what the world doesn't see. How the smallest daily steps quietly built a brand new version of you. While they were chasing attention, you were chasing growth. While they needed applause to move forward, you were moving silently, trusting the process more than their opinions. And that trust paid off. Because now, you are someone your old self would barely recognize. The person who once needed motivation now moves from discipline. The person who once doubted everything now walks with certainty. The person who once felt invisible has become unstoppable. This is the hidden reward of silent effort, identity. You didn't just build results. You built resilience. You built consistency. You built a version of yourself that can't be shaken by failure and can't be distracted by noise. And here's the truth. This version of you didn't appear suddenly. It was built slowly, in the quiet. In the mornings when no one saw. In the nights when no one cared. In the days that felt small but were shaping everything. Most people will never experience this feeling. They stop too soon. They let boredom convince them they're failing. They let silence convince them they're lost. They let impatience steal their future. But you stayed. You stayed when it was lonely. You stayed when it was boring. You stayed when it felt like nothing was changing. And because you stayed, everything changed. That's the moment your life shifts forever, when you stop waiting to become someone and realize you already are. You became them through small steps no one clapped for. Through silent days no one remembers. Through effort no one celebrated. And now, the spotlight can come. The recognition can come. The results can come. But they won't define you. Because you were already complete before they arrived. You are no longer chasing proof. You are living as proof. One day, the world will notice. They'll see the results. They'll see the confidence. They'll see the strength in your eyes and the power in your presence. And they'll think it happened suddenly. They'll call you lucky. They'll say you came out of nowhere. But you'll know the truth. You didn't come from nowhere. You came from silence. You came from thousands of small steps that no one saw, no one clapped for, and no one believed in. Except you. You showed up on the days you felt empty. You showed up on the nights you felt invisible. You showed up when no one was watching and nothing was changing. And that's why everything changed. Because small steps are not small. They are seeds. And every day you planted another one, even when the soil looked barren. But you kept watering them with discipline, with consistency, with belief. And now the harvest has come. Now the world sees the forest that grew from your invisible seeds. This is what real victory feels like. Not loud, not rushed, not sudden, but earned. Built piece by piece through effort no one will ever fully understand. And this is what most people will never experience. Because they give up when it's quiet. They stop when the steps feel small. They wait for motivation instead of building momentum. They want to skip the silence. They want to leap to the victory. But skipping the silence means skipping the strength. And without the strength, even if they reach the spotlight, they won't survive it. But you will. Because the silence didn't just build your success, it built you. So when the spotlight finally comes, you won't be surprised. You'll be ready. Because you didn't do this for attention. You did this for transformation. And here's the truth. You don't need to take giant leaps. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be seen right now. You just need to keep stepping. Quietly. Relentlessly. Faithfully. Because every step counts. Every small silent day matters. Every invisible effort is becoming something massive. And one day, when your victories are too big to ignore, you'll smile knowing they were built one small silent step at a time. So start now. Start small. Start silently. Because small steps in silence build big victories, and the world will never see them coming until it's too late to stop you.